Imagine a wave taller than the tallest buildings you've ever seen, a relentless wall of water moving faster than a jet plane, sweeping away everything in its path. This isn't a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster. This is the true story of the deadliest tsunami in recorded history, a disaster so immense, so devastating, it changed the world forever and left scars that remain to this day. It all began on a quiet morning, the day after Christmas. On December 26, 2004, deep beneath the Indian Ocean, off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, the Earth's crust ruptured. A colossal undersea earthquake, with a magnitude of 9.1, unleashed a level of energy equivalent to thousands of atomic bombs. This wasn't just a tremor. It was a cataclysmic shift of the seabed, displacing a massive volume of water and giving birth to a monster. From the epicenter, a series of powerful waves began to race across the ocean. These weren't the gentle waves you see at the beach. These were tsunamis, traveling at incredible speeds, nearly silent and almost invisible in the deep ocean. But as they approached the shallow coastlines, their deadly nature was revealed. The water receded unnaturally, exposing the ocean floor in an eerie calm before the storm. Then, the waves rose to terrifying heights, some reaching up to 30 meters, or nearly 100 feet. Indonesia was the first to feel the tsunami's wrath. Entire villages were not just flooded, but completely obliterated within minutes. The city of Banda Aceh was practically erased from the map. The waves crashed inland for miles, turning bustling streets into raging rivers of debris, carrying away homes, cars, and people with unstoppable force. The destruction was absolute. But the devastation didn't stop there. The tsunami's energy propelled it across the entire Indian Ocean, slamming into the coasts of Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and as far away as the eastern shores of Africa. Popular tourist destinations in Thailand, like Phuket and Phi Phi Island, filled with holiday travelers, were caught completely off guard. Paradise turned into a nightmare in a heartbeat. People on the beach, enjoying the sun and sand, suddenly found themselves running for their lives from a roaring torrent of water. The human cost was staggering and almost incomprehensible. More than 230,000 people lost their lives across 14 countries. It remains one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history. Entire families were torn apart in an instant. Children became orphans, parents lost their children, and communities that had existed for generations simply vanished overnight. The scale of the loss was so immense it's hard to even wrap your head around it. In some areas, the death toll was so high that there was nobody left to even identify the victims. In the midst of this unimaginable chaos, stories of both heartbreaking loss and miraculous survival began to emerge. We hear from survivors who tell of the ground shaking violently, followed by a deafening roar as the water surged towards them. They speak of climbing onto rooftops, clinging to palm trees, or holding onto floating debris for hours, praying for rescue as the world they knew was washed away around them. There are stories of sheer luck, like the 10-year-old British girl Tilly Smith, who had recently learned about tsunamis in her geography class. Recognizing the warning signs of the receding ocean, she alerted her parents and other beachgoers, saving dozens of lives. Then there are the heartbreaking accounts of those who had to make impossible choices, letting go of one family member's hand to try and save another, only to lose them both in the churning waters. These personal accounts paint a vivid, terrifying picture of what it was like to be there, to witness the sheer, raw power of nature unleashed. Imagine for a moment, you are standing on a beautiful, tranquil beach. One moment, you're enjoying the perfect day, and the next, you're faced with an unstoppable force of nature. Everything you know, everything you love, is gone in a flash. This disaster serves as a stark and humbling reminder of our own fragility. It shows us how quickly our modern world, with all its technology and infrastructure, can be brought to its knees by the planet we live on. The aftermath was a scene of apocalyptic ruin. Cities like Banda Aceh were unrecognizable, buried under a thick layer of mud, twisted metal, and splintered wood. The economic and environmental impacts were just as severe. Farmland was poisoned by saltwater, coral reefs were destroyed, and entire economies dependent on fishing and tourism were crippled. In the face of such overwhelming destruction, the world responded. A massive international aid effort was launched, one of the largest in history. Countries, organizations, and individuals from every corner of the globe poured in resources, money, and volunteers. It was a powerful display of global solidarity. But the road to recovery has been long and arduous. Rebuilding homes, infrastructure, and livelihoods takes years, even decades. And while the physical scars may slowly heal, the emotional and psychological wounds for the survivors and their communities endure. The 2004 tsunami also served as a crucial wake-up call. It highlighted the desperate need for better early warning systems. In its wake, the Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning System was established, a network of seismic sensors and deposition buoys designed to detect tsunamis and provide timely alerts to coastal communities. This system has already proven its worth, saving lives in subsequent events and offering a glimmer of hope that we can be better prepared for nature's fury in the future. When we look back at this event, it's a story of immense tragedy, but it's also a story of incredible resilience, human compassion, and the enduring spirit of survival. It reminds us that nature, in all its majestic beauty, can also be our planet's greatest and most unforgiving force. The earth shakes, the oceans rise, and in an instant, our world is forever changed. The stories of disasters like this are not just about destruction. They are about understanding our world and learning from the past. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you want to explore more incredible stories of epic events, shocking disasters, and the powerful forces that shape our world, be sure to subscribe to Diary of Disaster. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. We'll see you next time.